Hey everybody, welcome back to Damien After Dark. I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm a little bit late with this video. I know, please forgive me, but better late than never, right? So my schedule has just been completely turned around. I'm working a lot at night now. I'm sleeping a lot during the day and just a lot going on. And I apologize that this video is late, but I'm glad to be here because this is the Baddies South Season 2, Episode 2 review. And so far, I'm actually liking the show, to be real with y'all. It's not that bad if you compare it to Season 1. It could be better, in my opinion, in a few things, but I'm not going to nitpick every little thing. I'm going to try to enjoy the show, and we're going to break down certain moments that I feel like were worthy of talking about, okay? So we're just going to pick back up from where last week's episode picked up from, and we know what happened with last week's episode, the premiere episode, when Rock pretty much washed the dishes with Persuasion in the sink, right? So this episode picks back up from the aftermath of that, and we get the clip of her doing that all over again, and Persuasion says that she feels like Rock snuck her. And I have to agree with it to an extent. Like, listen, I understand where Rock is coming from. Like, we're, excuse me, we're day one in the house. You're already talking about, I'm dirty, I'm this, I'm that. Apparently, Persuasion has had little slick, sly comments to make before they even started filming. So I understand where her frustration was coming from. But if you're going to do something like that, make it fair, because I've been in situations where I'm either sitting down or I'm turned around and somebody want to sneak me, particularly in like relationships that I've been in. Somebody want to like come up behind you, get you when you're in a vulnerable position. Now, I feel like with Rock, it was probably like just a switch and she just like snapped and went off. But you saw how she was sitting. Come on now. I don't know. I didn't like that. And Zeus, I say this a lot, but y'all know how I feel. Why the fuck do y'all always have 50 cameramen in the way? Like, there'll be 50 cameramen, 3 production assistants, 2, 4, 5 producers, 6 makeup artists in the back. Like, can everybody get out of the way? Like, I'm used to the shows that I've worked on. If you're in the background, you get screamed at. Like, if that's why I don't get, like, this is why I feel like Zeus is just not really professional when it comes to production, because in the real reality world, unless their intention is to break the fourth wall all the time, in reality world, you get screamed at if they see you in the background. Move, get out of the shot. So I don't know, it's just weird for me to constantly see Zeus people everywhere, every fucking where. Security, you know. Yeah, it's just crazy. Okay, so Rock says, her and Rock get into it back and forth. Rock says, you sell pussy. Persuasion says, well, yeah, I sat on your man's face 2 weeks ago. That didn't sit well with her at all. I think Rock got pissed even more when she said that. Of course she didn't. And somebody let me know, are Rock and Blueface in a legit relationship still? Because I know that Krishan, Rock, whatever, did Blueface Girls Club or whatever it's called. I think I watched like an episode of it, but are they still a couple? Like, they're together? Because the way that they're speaking in this episode, it's like Persuasion was talking about her man, like her man. So I don't know. Somebody fill me in the comments. Persuasion says, you don't even have a dental plan, bitch. Ooh, that took me out. You sell pussy took me out. Now one thing I did notice is Rolly was being a little bit fake, because maybe, and I hope I heard this right, but did y'all hear how, like, in the confessional, she was talking about how that was wrong of Rock Persuasion in the sink. She was like, that's wrong. But then when she gets in front of Rock's face, she was like, you know, anybody, people should know better. You gotta stay 10 toes down when you dealing with Rock. Like, she was pretty much eating Krayshawn up in the face. But in confessionals, you were like, that was wrong. She shouldn't have done that. So which one is it, Rolly? So, because we know you an instigator and you a pot stirrer. We get that. But, and I like her. Like, no shade to Rolly, but you giving flop, flippity flop, flop. So Natalie tells the girls that Sarah's coming over, and Natalie's saying things like, I can't believe Sarah is coming over. I can't believe. Yeah, you can, because let's be real, as I said before, this was all produced. Zeus wanted Sarah to come over because they knew the storyline was a big storyline from last season. So they called Sarah. So Natalie, let's stop faking the funk. I get it. You gotta fake the funk for TV. This is your show. I get it, I guess. But at least y'all came together and made somewhat of some good TV. We'll get into that. So y'all notice how one thing I noticed is Natalie, how she just got like belligerent and started screaming. She said, I think before even Sarah got there, she brought up she found these condoms under the bed and this audio recording. And that apparently Sarah claims that Jacob slid in her DMs when she thought when he and Natalie were gonna get a divorce. So I'm like, hold on, let me digest this. So if y'all remember when Sarah released the book about Natalie's funeral, and she was pretty much exposing Natalie, releasing audio recordings and all this stuff that she had of Natalie saying colorist things about different people, about Natalie talking shit about all the girls on the Baddies season 1 cast. Sarah also claimed that when they were filming the OnlyFans, that Natalie was sleeping with somebody. This is all alleged from Sarah. She alleged that when they were filming the OnlyFans, that and there's actually video I think Sarah has of the condoms. Natalie says that Sarah placed these condoms, but Sarah says that Natalie was fucking someone in the OnlyFans house, and they found the condoms under the bed when they had finished. So, I don't know. I feel like I believe it, in my opinion, because there have been numerous stories going around about Natalie and sleeping with men in Dubai for money and yada yada yada. And if you remember in this episode, Sarah pulls up in a black Jeep. She pulls up in this Jeep with her security guard, right? Which we're going to get into that as well. But when Sarah and Natalie are arguing, Sarah says, remember when you sucked somebody's dick out there on that Jeep, and that black Jeep in the front yard? Remember? And I'm like, I don't feel like Sarah's just pulling this shit out of her ass. I feel like, because that's kind of detailed, like, you sucked dick on my black Jeep. And I feel like, was there a late night one night in Atlanta that you did, Natalie? Like, I feel like Sarah is really pissed and she's spilling all the beans on Natalie now, because Sarah thought her and Natalie were friends, but Natalie knew her and Sarah were never friends, because y'all know how Natalie is. Everybody is a chess piece in her game. Let's just be real. And I like Natalie as a TV personality. It is what it is. So Natalie is she's talking about this before Sarah even gets there. The girls are up on the balcony. All the girls on the show are up on the balcony. Like they're just peasants sitting down watching Queen Natalie or something. I don't know. It was weird. They were like up there and they weren't down there with Natalie. Like, I understand they were preparing the scene, getting ready for Sarah to come over, but it was weird that they were all just like sitting up on the balcony as Natalie was screaming, because she just started screaming out of nowhere. Like, I'm so weak. I was so weak watching the whole episode, because she's downstairs. I'm like, Jacob ain't going nowhere. And if any of y'all bitches have a problem with it, I'm going to run up on you hoes. And I'm like, Sarah's not even there. What are you yelling about? Who are you? Why are you, like, what? What? What is going on, Natalie? Like, is this VGC 4 back in 2009 when you were just running rampant through the house screaming? Like, I get Natalie has this TV persona, but I'm like, is this really you? Do you do this at home? You just be screaming at Jacob about shit? I don't know. So Sarah pulls up with her security. They get out of the black Jeep I was just talking about, and they're making it so dramatic, the music. And when they get up there, security's like, do you have any weapons on you before you come in here? And he's like, I do. I've got a gun. Which I understand. You don't want any shootings to happen. You don't want nothing to happen. Sarah had a gun in her purse too. We don't know what could have happened, right? So they take the guns, they get the guns off of them. And what's funny about it is before, like, Natalie's inside, and Natalie even says, "Did y'all check them for guns?" And they're like, "Yeah, we checked them." And she was like, "Check Sarah's purse," because she obviously knew that Sarah packed in her purse, because the camera goes outside to Sarah and she's pulling a gun out of her purse. So they, Sarah comes in. "Oh, Mrs. Nunn." I feel like that'll be a forever moment. "Oh, Mrs. Whatever she says about Mrs. Nunn. Um, so they barely even get into conversation. And Natalie throws water on Sarah and charges at her. And I'm not gonna lie, number one, Sarah, your biggest mistake was sitting down. I would have never sat down in the first place, because when are y'all gonna have a conversation? It's baddies, it's Zeus. You're gonna fight, right? So, Natalie throws water on her, she charges at her, and she didn't really get any licks, because I saw someone say that Natalie whooped her. But if you really look at the footage, Natalie, like, just kind of like jumped on her from the couch. Security gets in the middle of it, and yeah, there's really nothing. And you know, Natalie's been in a lot of fights on these shows, and I've never really seen her beat anybody's ass. And she ain't gonna turn down a fight, and she ain't gonna step down from a fight, but I've never really seen Natalie like dog walk anybody, you know? If you think back to Portia on season 4, when her and Portia got into that fight, Portia whooped her ass. If you think back to Red on BGC 13, I know Natalie got a few licks in, but Red kind of put the paws on Natalie as well. So it's not like Natalie is the best fighter, but nobody really won here. Sarah didn't get any licks in either, and I'm gonna be real with you, Sarah. I don't know if it was the editing or what, but they made you kind of look punk at first during that fight, because the footage looks like you're trying to get away. The footage looks like you're trying to like run with security or get behind security. That's not the Sarah I know. I don't think that's maybe what happened. I think that could have been footage from, I don't know, who knows? It could have been 30 seconds after the fight, 3 minutes after the fight. I don't know when that footage came from, or maybe you were running, who knows? I'm just saying what it looks like from our end of from my end of the TV. The whole thing was a mess. Sarah said, "You suck dick and take it home to your husband." This has been alleged now. This has been alleged a lot about Natalie sleeping around on Jacob, allegedly. Did you suck dick on that Jeep in the driveway? I think you did, you whore. Quoting Sarah. And Sarah said he didn't even pay her. She said she sucked dick on her Jeep, and that Natalie didn't even get paid. Now, so Natalie, you giving free head, free the vibes now? What happened to going to Dubai and getting paid, honey? Natalie says that Sarah's man has been in her DMs and that she's crazy as fuck. And Sarah says, "If my man has been in your DMs, what's his name?" And Natalie's like, "I don't know his name. I don't know his name. I don't care enough to know." And she's like, "That proves right there that you're lying, Natalie. You pulled that out of your ass." Sarah's called Natalie out on a lot of lies. And the only reason I believed Sarah and still believe Sarah is because she came with the receipts. I mean, yes, a lot of you say, "Oh, it's wrong to record a friend." That's what she gets. It is wrong to record a friend, but if you feel like somebody has badgered you for so long, and you're, especially with them two being in the public eye, the Bad Girls fans are ruthless, and a lot of times, you know, it's like they choose sides. So maybe Sarah felt like these fans are not going to believe me unless I have the proof. I mean, I would have been torn, because I was such a Natalie fan before Sarah released those audios. I would have been torn, like, well, who do I believe, Sarah or Natalie? I don't think Natalie would do some shit like that. And then Sarah releases the audios, and she's saying colorist things. She's saying all sorts of nasty things. So, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if I believe Natalie when she says that Sarah's man messaged her. I just don't. So this is where Sarah lost me, because she goes on to say, "I don't hate you, Natalie. I haven't seen you in 9 months. You know, I never hated you. I didn't want this to happen. And she goes on one of those. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Sarah, pause, rewind, take it back, cut, delete. Why the fuck are you doing that? Because I think what Sarah really wanted to do, I really feel like, okay, I'm going to be real with y'all. I really feel like deep down, Sarah still loves Natalie. They had great relationship together. They were almost like sisters. They traveled together. They did the same show together, the Bad Girls Club. They came up together. I think there was a lot more good in their relationship than bad. It was just that the bad was really bad. And I feel like that Sarah, deep down in her heart, really has a soft spot for Natalie, and somewhere in her heart wants to be friends with her again. I think she misses Natalie. I think she misses doing, because, let's be real. Natalie may be a really hated bad girl, but she's one of the most famous bad girls, the most famous bad girl, the one who we see on TV the most, who's working the most. Who else did Celebrity Big Brother in the UK? No other bad girls have done it. When these other reality shows want a reality star from the Bad Girls Club franchise, whether it's Big Brother, Survivor, whatever, you know what I'm saying? When one of these other networks they say, we want a big celebrity from Bad Girls Club. Who do we want? You want Natalie Nunn. She's the one that's known from it the most. So Sarah probably misses her friendships. Natalie probably came with some connections. I'm sure Sarah has her own connections. But I'm sure Natalie has some that different things. When when you're friends with certain people, you have access to certain things. Just is what it is. And I think with a combination of all those different things, somewhere in her, she misses Natalie. And that's where this whole thing came from. If it were me, Sarah, and you felt that way, I wouldn't have done it on camera, because Natalie was not going to give you, oh, Sarah, I'm sorry too for my part in it. Let's make up. Come get on the Baddies bus. Now, in my opinion, if I was the producer, I would have pulled Natalie to the side. If I would have known that this is what Sarah was going to do, if Sarah would have told me I kind of want to apologize to Natalie and move forward, I would have went to Natalie before and been like, this can be great TV. You and Sarah can reconcile right here. Bring her on the Baddies bus. We got a whole new season. If you get into it on the bus, you get into it on the bus. If you don't and you stay friends, you don't and you stay friends. That would have been a much more unpredictable outcome, because we all knew as the fans what was going to happen when Sarah came over. Y'all were going to get into the fight, yada, yada, yada. However, that was just in my dream producer world what I would have done. However, Sarah, this was not a smart move for you to express your feelings to Natalie as to why you're sorry and why things shouldn't have happened. Listen, as an empath and a very just sympathetic person who wears their hearts on their sleeve, me, I get where Sarah's coming from, in a way. But the damage is done. When you recorded her, Natalie ain't gonna fuck with you no more. I get where you were coming from, Sarah, but Natalie's done. You should have left this at let's squash it, let's fight it out, whatever, but I would have never gave her my tears, ever. Because now Natalie's going to turn around and she's going to be like, that bitch wanted to be back part of the Bad Girls Club. She came back crying on her motherfucking knees. I can see Natalie now. Sarah, you gave her that. Sarah says that she only did the book, The Funeral, Natalie's Funeral, because Natalie started an online campaign about her, claiming that she was racist. Sarah and Natalie was like, I don't have time for that. I never started a campaign about you. Sarah says, I have proof and I have screen recordings. And that's the thing. That's another issue that I have with Natalie. There's audios and screen recordings of you doing all these things that are alleged against you, Natalie. So instead of just owning it, you lie. And that's what makes it hard for people to rock with you, because they know how much you lie. You lie, you lie, you lie. So nothing really came of this little meeting that they had. Sarah, you shouldn't have showed up. I mean, I get why she did it, in a way, probably for the check. I don't know if she needed the money or not, but maybe she just, I don't know. Maybe Sarah was bored. Maybe she wanted to be back on TV, or maybe she needed the check. Listen, they called me and said, hey, we got $5,000. I don't know what they paid her for you to show up and come have a conversation with somebody you don't like. Fuck, I'm gonna do it. 5 bands. I'd do it for $2,000 or $3,000. I don't know what Zeus was paying, but I'm sure Sarah wasn't there but a couple hours of filming, if that. The conversation didn't, the situation that they had didn't even last that long. The fight wasn't anything. Okay, so Sarah gets the Petty Betty of the Year award. Sarah came to make great TV. Sarah came with an agenda and knew the assignment, because when her and Natalie were going back and forth in that living room and the security was trying to keep them apart, Sarah kept saying, Natalie, I got you an influencer deal. I got you an influencer deal, Natalie. You just got to get some plastic surgery. You got to get some more plastic surgery. And Sarah pulls out a folder, and she pulls out the infamous sheet of paper. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Not the infamous sheet of paper, the infamous picture. She pulled out a sheet of paper, but she pulled out the infamous picture of Natalie. Do y'all know what picture I'm talking about? Shall I refresh your memory? I think I shall. Does that come to mind? Does that jog your memory? Now do y'all know what picture I'm talking about? I'm going to try to put the picture in this video. I'm going to try to include it in the clip. Oh, I'm sorry, Natalie. I'm sorry I had to post it. Sarah pulls that out of a piece of paper, and there's a perfect shot of her holding the paper, and Natalie like it's. I want to try to post it here, but Sarah, great television, because she knew, she knew what to like. Natalie got ragged on the internet for months about that picture from the conversation. Y'all remember it was a picture of her in red from the conversation where she's wearing that Baddie Code shirt. Speaking of Natalie, what happened to Baddie Code? I remember when she was going to do that knockoff show of Girl Code or Guy Code, Girl Code. Remember that show MTV had? And it would be like guys and girls talking about shit, and they would call it Guy Code or Girl Code. Anyway, she was going to do a show called Baddie Code, where bad girls pretty much talk about what the baddie code was. And she was wearing that shirt in this picture where she's going. So Sarah pulled that out. She said, I got you an influencer deal, Natalie. You just got to get some surgery. Natalie was so pissed. She wanted to get her hands on Sarah. She was so fucking pissed. But it was good TV. It was good TV. Okay, so moving on from that, Slim and Rolly tell Krishan that Persuasion is jealous of her and because of her age gap. And I don't know, I was thinking about that, and I'm like, I don't know if Persuasion is jealous of Rock because of her age gap. I just don't think that, because Persuasion is a pretty girl, in my opinion. I don't see insecurity, jealousy coming from her. I don't know. I honestly think that the whole, what with Persuasion kind of nitpicking with Rock was her just trying to be cute and have a moment, and it backfired. I don't know if she probably mistaken Rock for pussy and thought that this little young girl ain't gonna do nothing, and it backfired, as I said. But Rolly did say that Persuasion has felt some type of way about Rock since filming started, or way before filming. So I don't know. I feel like there's some underlying issues between Persuasion and Rock that maybe we didn't get to see on camera, and that's where the whole fight really bubbled up from. Because if you really blame it on the things that we see on camera, there has to be more that was going on there. There just got to be. I laughed so hard when Rock was like talking about Persuasion's booty, and she was like, I can see her face now. She was like, when they were talking about Persuasion's butt. Because listen, it's no secret, Persuasion got her booty done. We can tell. We're in episode 2. I could tell already. I'm like, wow. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm with Rock on this, and I don't like to body shame anybody. I'm not body shaming, but I just wish these females would stop with the booty injections. If you're gonna get them, get a small implant. Stop getting these big implants when you're 100 pounds soaking wet like me with chicken legs, and then you add a big piece of fat or silicone onto your butt, it don't look right. You know what I'm saying? It just don't look right. No shade, Persuasion, because I like her. I really do so far, and she's pretty. It's just the booty. Did y'all notice that Natalie, a few of the girls have been using Gutta's da 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 da. They've been using that. Have y'all noticed that? I peeped that the first couple episodes. People have been using that. Gutta is becoming an icon. So Bree, they're talking about the whole Natalie and Bree and them. They're sitting around with Jayla, and they're talking about the whole Natalie and Sarah situation. And Bree was like, "You doing a lot of shit talking, and it caught up to you." And I'm just like, Bree, I get it. You haven't been on TV in a few years, and you're excited to be back on TV. And Natalie's got you excited and hyped up, but don't get it twisted. You will be next. You will be next. I don't know if your time has already come, and we'll see it play out on this season, but you will be next. Don't get too comfortable thinking that Natalie has your best interest, because you are a pawn in this game, sweetie. Okay? And I don't know what it is, y'all, about Anne, but I'm not feeling Anne. I tried to give Anne a chance, and I'm going to continue to try to give Anne a chance as the season goes on. But something about Anne I don't really like. I think it's because she's a bully, from what I've seen. Like, why aren't you going around to everybody picking and talking shit? Like, I don't get it. Like, literally, your intro was known for, you said, I'm a professional clout chaser, and she was known for videos of sucking on shit on the internet, shoving shit down her throat. Like, it's beyond me. Like, what can you do? What is your talent? Did you graduate from school? From college? Like, what is your occupation? What is your skill set? Like, yeah, obviously you're a professional clout chaser, and you can tell this is her first reality show. That I think I've never seen her on reality TV before. Maybe it's not her first show. However, she's obviously looking for a moment. What you did to Bree on the bus was not only bullying, but you were looking for a moment, and you fucked with the right bitch, because Bree didn't say anything back to you. You chose the right one. And then now you're coming up to Persuasion and starting shit. So Anne comes to Persuasion and says, my name's been coming out of your mouth, you and Bree's mouth, and I don't like it. I heard it. I heard you say it. Anne says she was downstairs and she heard Persuasion and Bree talking shit about her, but she didn't say anything then about it because she wanted to keep it cute. No, Anne, let's be real. You didn't say anything about it because the cameras weren't there, more than likely, because if the cameras were there, we would have seen it. You didn't say anything because the cameras weren't there, and you wanted to have a moment. I see you, Bree, and I see what you're trying to do. And listen, I'm not blaming you 100% because we need to make good TV. We're here to do a job, and we need to work for our check. But at the same time, you need to make it a little bit more natural, because you just running up on bitches and starting shit. It's not cute. It makes you look like a bully, and you're too pretty for that. No, you need to keep it cute. You really need to. Persuasion just kind of sits there, smoking her vape. And I'm like, we ain't even got on the bus yet. Can somebody please check Miss Annie Oakley? Because now y'all gonna have Miss Anne thinking that she can just talk to anybody any kind of way, because all y'all are just sitting there like, now I will say in the preview for next week's episode, it does look like Persuasion gets some licks into Anne's head, and tells Anne, I'm not no pussy. I'm not no pussy. So we'll have to see what happens. Maybe Anne gets socked right back. But Anne kept saying, I'm bored here. I'm bored here. You girls are boring. I came here to fight. And I'm just like, oh God, let it happen naturally, Anne. If you came here to fight, let it happen naturally. You know what I'm saying? Like, let a bitch steal your eyelashes, like Judy did. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody fuck with your personal belongings. I don't know. Let something happen fucking naturally. Don't just walk up to bitches trying to fight. Like, it don't come off cute. It doesn't make you likable for us as the viewers. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. How do you feel about Ann? Are y'all fans of Ann? Do you feel like she's justified in coming up to these girls and starting shit? Do you feel like she's doing it to make good TV? Or do you just think she's being a bully and looking for a moment? Because I want to hear from y'all. Because I'm over here like, just, Ann's not my favorite right now. One of my least favorites. I want to hear from y'all in the comments. One of the things she says in the confessionals and keeps saying, I noticed, is, oh, I was drinking. I'm drinking and these bitches are this and I'm drinking. And it's like, okay, well, please don't drink anymore if that's how you act. I get it. You're going to try to blame it on the alcohol now. And maybe that's the case. Maybe this is her first show and she's nervous. They are on day one of filming and maybe she just drank a little too much. I'm going to try to give her the benefit of the doubt, just like I did with Curtis on Bad Boys. I'm going to try to give Ann the benefit of the doubt and see maybe if I grow to like her. But poor Persuasion just can't persuade these girls to like her because she says, you know, her and Ann are sitting there and Persuasion says this conversation isn't going anywhere. And Ann leaps off the couch, goes right at Persuasion. The couch turns over. They start going at it. And we get a next time on Baddies South. But I'm just like, really? And really? You jumped on this girl for what? She said this conversation's not going anywhere. You just seen Rock put her hands on this girl. So now y'all trying to pin Persuasion as the weak bitch. That's the way I take it. But just like I said, according to next week's episode, it looks like Persuasion has to check these hoes and say, look, I'm not the pussy that y'all think I am. I don't know. I didn't watch Persuasion's season of Bad Girls Club. Maybe she has a bad reputation. Maybe I need to go back and watch her season. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the rest of the season plays out and what happens. But it looks like next week, Miss Rowley also puts the pause on Miss Annie Oakley. I told y'all, I'm anxious to see because I think Annie's trying to be like the HBC of this season and trying to like run everybody. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens on episode 3. I promise I will have episode 3 review out quicker than I did this one. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I love you. Make sure you comment below and let me know what you thought of episode 2. Who is your favorite so far and who are your least favorites? Who is the star of the show so far and who is fading in the background? I want to hear from you, all your questions, comments, and concerns. I love you so much and we'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See ya.